Kai, well done. 1-0 to the Arsenal. That feels as good, I imagine, as any 1-0 this season.
Yeah, of course. To score a late goal is always nice, especially in front of the fans. And yeah, we take that result, and still a lot of work to do next week, but we take the result for sure.
A great moment, a great pass as well to you, wasn't it?
Yeah, top. So much quality, that guy, and obviously as a striker or attacking midfielder, you always wait for these moments, and he made it so well, so credit to Martinelli.
On the balance of play, do you think you deserved it?
Well, I think it was an open game, but I think for most of the time we controlled the game quite well. But football is made up from moments like this, and I think we played overall a very good game, can be proud of ourselves, and now recover and then go again Saturday.
And after the last few weeks, how significant is this moment, do you think? What do you hope it can be in terms of an impact now?
Yeah, definitely a big turnaround for us, because obviously we lost the last 2 matches. So we wanted to get a turnaround today, and I think overall we made it happen for sure. And we stick together as a group, and we have so much more to come this season. There's 7 weeks to go, and we can win big titles, and we're going to go for that.
The final point, David Raya is there to make saves, of course, but the one very early on tonight, and then towards the end, he has been some player for you at times.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I think still underestimated in the world of football, but for me, the last 2 seasons, the best keeper in the world. He's outstanding, he's saved us so many times, and we're very glad to have him.
A big step to the semi-finals, well done.
Thank you.
Yeah, no doubt, Raya, so important tonight for Arsenal, but so brilliant yet again that the changes the manager makes, the subs that come on, the quality that's been added to this side making the difference. That's the 8th time in the Champions League a sub has come on and scored for Arsenal. Only PSG have scored more through their subs.
It comes down to fine margins, doesn't it, in games like this? Champions League, it's a game where it was quite evenly balanced, to be honest. It felt like Arsenal were probably happy with the draw in the end. However, you've got to give credit to Mikel, because he brought on Max Daumann, he brought on Martinelli and Harvertz, where some managers at times would probably shy away from that and take the draw and we'll beat them at home. So credit to the manager, because that's a positive influence in the squad straight away, and I think they needed it. They need that injection of energy. And incredible finish, really, really good finish.
The energy, it's a squad we've talked about that has been, it's been added to, it's been strengthened, and here they are taking this 1-goal lead back next week and looking like this is a tie they can finish off.
Yeah, I said 0-0 would have been a good result as well. You get this chance and you score it, great, even better. Was not a great performance, but it was a solid one, enough to get out here and go back home and say, okay, we came after 2 defeats, we recovered mentally. They were present. I think the team was present since the first minute, but they played against a good team, a dangerous team. So I think credits to Arsenal to be able to have such a mentality in this moment, and the quality at the end to define the result.
And the confidence, a goal makes such a difference.
Big difference. And like we've been saying, you know, they would have been happy with a draw, but I think that bit of quality coming off the bench, you know, that's why you spend the money to bring these top players in, and they delivered in the vital moments. Kai Havertz has come back, you know, from injury and is finding his way again and finding his rhythm. Great bit of technical ability here from Martinelli to take his time to drive inside. You see Havertz's arm go up, and the first touch is what makes the goal. The finish is extremely calm. Delicate finish in the bottom corner, but the first touch, the weight of the pass, the timing of the run is perfect, and yeah, all-round fantastic goal for Arsenal.
What's really fascinating about this goal as well, Max Daumann keeps his width, which really isolates the fullbacks, which creates a space for Havertz to run into, with Gyökeres occupying 2 centre-halves as well. But he has to be quick with the finish as well, but it's a really calm finish in a really difficult situation for him, because he's had a few injuries as well, and I'm pleased for him. But I always feel they're a better team when he's in it. So for me, that's so vital going into the home leg now, and I would expect Arsenal to go through quite comfortably now.
It's not the first time they've scored a 90th minute winner in a quarter-final. It happened last season, of course, Martinelli's 90th minute goal there. But they don't panic, Arsenal.
They don't. I mean, we saw Mikel at the end there. He was like he was playing. He wants to be involved, doesn't he? But look, it's that's when they're at their best as well, because they're willing to work hard and defend for each other, and they had to have some difficult moments tonight. But credit to Raya, because he was incredible, because that's about the mental sharpness, the focus, when at times you don't have to be too much involved, but he was heavily involved tonight and made some incredible saves. He really did.
Semi-final, 2 seasons running, the progress they've made in this competition, having had so long out of it and then being back in their 3rd season, and as Clarence said pre-match, the favourites, he wants them to go all the way.
Thank you, Clarence. So do I. No, it's, look, they need to go to the next level, and I spoke about it before, the respect element, and I do feel it doesn't matter how you perform as long as you get the results, and they want to go one better, of course, but it just shows good character. They've gone out 2 competitions, which has hurt them. It definitely has hurt them. There's been a talk about the quadruple, but not for them, more on the outside. And it's a reaction that he wanted, and he got it tonight. And it wasn't a pretty performance like the guys have said. However, they got the result, and that's what it's about when it comes to cup competitions.
What did we learn, if anything, about their mental fortitude tonight?
Well, that they're resilient. There is a belief. They struggled to get into this match in the first minute, but after I think they were solid. So there is that confidence that came back, and I believe certain moments, and even the goal that was at the end cancelled, gave a sparkle of more hope and capacity that actually we can score against these guys. You know, sometimes it's just one moment that clicks everything back together in that zone where they should be. Because they have everything.
And things could have been so different. That opening 10 minutes, that spirited opening 10 minutes from Sporting, where Araujo hit the bar, and were it not for David Raya, they would have been behind early on. Who knows? It could have opened the game up. We could have seen a very different game, maybe a slightly more entertaining first half, but it certainly caused Arsenal a few nervy moments, didn't it?
It did, and we talked about this pass earlier on, how fantastic that was. The strike, fantastic, the speed of it, but the power of that arm, the strength in that hand of David Raya is what stopped that ball going in the back of the net, tips it onto the bar. But that pass was so good, and you know, you're thinking to yourself, those types of opportunities shouldn't be happening against Arsenal. One pass like that cuts right through you, but that's football.
It was a beautiful thing, wasn't it, the pass?
Yeah, incredible pass. The pass itself probably deserved the goal. However, it just shows the standard that David Raya plays at.
5 saves he made tonight.
It was incredible. I generally didn't feel like he got a touch at first, but everything kind of slows down for him in goal, and I think that's a good place to be as a goalkeeper. He's one of the best round right now.
Yeah, he's of course been out for those again. 2 cup defeats, and back tonight, showing the difference he makes, Clarence.
Yeah, the difference he made, and I just want to say the fullbacks today made the difference in a negative sense, because here the fullback should have been more on the inside. We'll see the goal later of Arsenal, where the left fullback was also completely out of position. But this team has created chances, and having a goalkeeper at those moments is fundamental. You mentioned it before, Gabriel, that when I was able to win the Champions League, it's because we had a great defense. But even better, we had an amazing goalkeeper who made the difference in certain moments like this.
That's the 7th clean sheet of the season in the Champions League, the most of any team in the competition. And as I said to you before, Clarence, all the times you won the Champions League, your team had the most clean sheets. Defence wins big trophies.
100%. Defence wins generally in sports makes the difference. Any sport. You want to go into this?
I'm not like, you know what, I'm going to give you that, man. You think?
Exceptional performance from their goalkeeper. Somebody, always takes the headlines, steps up, has a performance, and tonight it needed to be him.
Yeah, it needed to be, and it's going to give him confidence going into the latter part of the season. When you're playing in big games, you're conceding goals. As a team, collectively, it does seep into your brain. He's come back in and he's performed to his level and kept a clean sheet, which is what you want as a goalkeeper. It gives you that confidence, the same confidence it is for a striker scoring.
We just heard Kai Havertz call him the best goalkeeper in the world. I'm just looking over your shoulder, not because I'm not interested in what you're saying, Dan. I'm just looking because I can see some Arsenal tops there.
Just making sure now.
And he is going to come over, hopefully, and have a little chat with us. And I don't know how, as a goalkeeper, you put your performance into context, but surely that level of clean sheets for him is something that's a record he's keen to hang on to in this competition.
I know, and he will, and he's only going to get better as well. He's still relatively young in the goalkeeping sense, but I've never really seen myself or Studge as well speak so highly about goalkeepers, because us being strikers, That's one thing at
Their
times.
enemy number one.
They are.
The noise coming from the Arsenal fans who've all stayed. I'm not sure the protocol for security here, they might not be allowed out just yet, but they're all here and they've just seen the reserves come out who've not been used to do their cool down, and giving them the applause that they are keen for those players to take back into the dressing room for their heroes on the pitch tonight. Okay, let's hear from the manager then. Mikel Arteta is with Gabriel Clark.
Mikel, well done. Happy?
Yeah, very happy to win away from home in the quarterfinals of the Champions League against a team that they haven't lost, I don't know, for how long at home, obviously.
17 home wins running till tonight.
Well, I think the last time was probably us in Europe as well, so that's the difficulty of it.
Were you starting to wonder at any point that your control wouldn't turn itself into a goal?
Yes, because when we got into the final third and we got set there, we lacked the final bit. You know, we had to be a little bit more crispier, I would say, faster, more efficient to break them down when they had that block. We tried in different ways. We got the goal disallowed. There were 2 or 3 occasions we were quite close, but we lacked that final pass. And in the end, you know, a magic moment for the finishers, win us again.
The finishers, the subs, yes, they came on and did it, didn't they? Wonderfully constructed, wasn't it?
Beautiful, and that's the impact that you need when you get to these stations in the season. Everybody has to make an impact, and they certainly done that tonight.
Yeah, what can you say about Kai Havertz? He is a player, isn't he, for the big occasion?
He loves the big occasions, the big games, and that's what we need, the big players to turn up when we need them and to win us a game.
Yes. How do you... Listen, David Raya, we've obviously talked about him in the team or not in the team. Player of the match tonight, where do you place his performance?
Yeah, because he had 2 moments that we made 2 big saves, and that's the Champions League. The Champions League is decided always in the boxes, and because there's so much quality here, and when you need him...
Look at that touch.
That's an unbelievable touch, and that was very early in the match as well, so that could have changed the tie.
Yes. Kai has just called him the best goalkeeper in the world.
At the moment, is phenomenal. He's been extraordinary since he joined us, and we are very lucky to have him.
Is this a transformation point or a turnaround point? That's something that Kai mentioned as well now, after the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, I think we have to reveal ourselves today, and I talk about identity and other things that we are as a team, that I definitely saw that tonight.
And for this group, what does it mean?
It's half-time. We are a step closer. Now we need to finish the tie at home in front of our people, and if we do that, we're going to start to dream.
Thank you, Mikel.
Thank you.
Just half-time, and he knows he's got his eye on a lunchtime kickoff against Bournemouth on Saturday as well. It's such an intense 2 weeks. Take it day by day if you're Mikel Arteta.
Yeah, you do, but they have got plenty of time to recover. You can see the guys now doing their runs, and Kai Havertz is smart. He'll be doing his recovery tomorrow. He's come out, but it's fascinating to see a player that's come on, scored, but he's out there running with the team. I think that sets the example, and I think it's important to really factor in. That just shows.
I mean, I have to
levels.
say, none of them look thrilled to be out.
Oh no, we were never thrilled doing that. But these are the things you have to do, and the things that people don't see you do. You need to continuously do it. So for me, yeah, it's a relentless schedule. However, they just want to play games. They look forward to the next game, and this will, like Kai said in his interview, this will just breed confidence going into the Bournemouth game, and it's a tricky fixture. However, now I feel confident.
And Mikel there saying he wanted his team to be crisper in the second half with their passing, a little bit more clinical, and he was pleased he saw that.
Yeah, they lacked the cutting edge in the first half. Really did. Didn't really do much. You see in the second half, then that little bit of trickery from Martinelli and the decisive run from Havertz was what made the difference. And the attackers in the teams have to make the difference. It's as simple as that. And we're going to see a man who made a difference on the other end.
Yes,
yeah,
nicely
right.
linked, Daniel. David Raya coming into the studio, and Mikel Arteta agreeing with Kai Havertz's assessment that, hello, how are you, David? He's the best player in his position in the world right now. You've been having praise heaped upon you by your teammates and your manager tonight, and you were, for them, the game changer. The game could have changed so dramatically in the first 6 minutes.
Yeah, I think so. It's something that I'm there for. I'm trying to help the team as much as possible in any single action, not just defending, just commanding and on the ball. So delighted with my performance and of course the win.
But the save in the 6 minutes from Araujo must have been one of your favourite moments of the match.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's a turning moment. It was a quick transition from them, and it's just a great strike, but I managed to get a fingertip there just to hit the bar. And it's just one of those moments that can change games.
You made 5 saves tonight, and that now, with obviously Sporting failing to score, means 7 clean sheets in the Champions League this season.
That's something that we worked a lot. So important for us. Those clean sheets makes it easier to win games, and it showed today. You know, scoring in the last minute and keeping that clean sheet, it decides those type of games.
Taking a goalless draw back next week would have still made you favourites in the tie overall, but Kai Havertz's goal, what difference does that make to the dressing room, to the mood, to the positivity in the camp?
I think everything. I think coming here, we know is so difficult, especially the run they come from, and we know it was going to be a tough battle, and it really was. But obviously, scoring in the last minute is so important to go ahead at half-time of the tie. So looking forward to the next game. But of course, now our head is on Saturday.
Can I ask you? Sorry, can I ask you about a goalkeeper's mentality when certain games? Because of course you haven't featured in the last couple. For you as a goalkeeper to then jump into the Arsenal team that's off the disappointment, just to keep the focus for yourself when you're not maybe involved in the game. How is the mindset for a goalkeeper in that sense?
In that sense that you have to be focused no matter what you're doing, no matter if you're touching the ball or you're not. So that's something that I worked a lot during the years, that you learn from previous situations where your head maybe goes and then something happens and you're not ready. So I try to be ready as much as possible during the whole game with some tricks and everything to keep my mind focused on the ball.
And one other thing, did you miss out on the entertainment of the warm-up the other day with the pens and everything? As goalkeepers always train apart away from the team.
We saw the clips of yesterday's training.
Involved in training.
All right, okay.
Did you want to get involved in it, or did you not?
I haven't even seen it. I don't know what they were doing.
Okay, goalkeepers train on their own, don't they? So yes.
We go out half an hour, 40 minutes before, so we do our own training.
It looked like good fun yesterday, and the guys all decided there was some kind of team-building element to it. This is what was going on with the outfield players yesterday. We fancy a piece of that?
I'd rather do my own stuff with the goalie coach, to be fair. Just leave that fun for them and then let me work hard.
And it did look like fun, and I guess there needed to be maybe an injection of lightness, of maybe a little bit of a downbeat mood after 2 cup exits.
I think, well, you guys know, of course, being on the pitch, you have to have fun, you have to enjoy it. If you don't have fun, you don't enjoy it, it's not worth it. It's not yourself. You go out there with a smile on your face, and you know the training is going to be good, you're going to have fun, you're going to perform better on the games. So it's really important to have those type of moments.
David, I have one simple question for you. Compliments for your match, incredible. How much do you believe you can win the Champions League?
We believe 100% that we can win it. We have to go step by step, game by game, and showing what we can do. So, of course, playing in the Champions League, I think it's the first time in so many years that we play 3 quarterfinals in a row. So we just have to focus on the present. That's the most important thing. But of course, we have full belief.
Because this is the first time, even in your interview before the match, I sense the confidence in you I haven't sensed in most of the others when they speak about it. That's why I had put the question the way I put it, because now I finally got a straight answer. So thank you for that.
If you don't believe, you're never going to win it. So you always have to keep believing, no matter what you go through.
Amazing.
And the emphasis for you guys now, you've had many experiences over the last couple of years. What's the emphasis for you now to make sure you get over the line this time?
Just being ourselves. Try to go back to what we are. Of course, we come from two losses, like we said, and like we know. Learn from those moments, that pain that you get when you lose a game and you lose 2 competitions straight away. So use that pain in the belly to go out there and express yourself and be yourself and try to be better every single day. So that's really important, and that's really like the main message that we have to send out there.
Congratulations on your player of the match.
Thank you very much.
Tonight, and the victory, and best of luck next week.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you, David. Thank you. Thank you. So Arsenal taking that a 1-goal lead back next week. You don't see any problems for them at home against Sporting, do you?
No, I don't. I didn't. It's one of those. They kept a clean sheet, and I expect them to keep another clean sheet as well. I think it's important to get a result against Bournemouth. However, I do feel like now, going into the second leg, Arsenal will be confident, to get to the semi-final. They have to be, like David Raya was saying there. If you don't believe it, you ain't going to win. So, yeah, he's an impressive character. He really is.
I was impressed that he was bold enough to say it. I like that. I like that confidence. I like to be expressive and to say what you feel and not, feel as if, if we say that we think we can win it, that now, that shouldn't change anyone's mentality towards what they are, because our expectation is they can win it too. So it's kind of like, it's refreshing to hear a player just come out and say, I appreciated that, I respect him for doing that.
And talking about the pain in the belly as well from those defeats.
Yeah, what he was saying is, you need to transform negative into positive, and they have been able to do that. It's not easy, but we have been grown up since we were kids. You have to deal with losses and defeats and all this stuff. So now you need to apply it on the highest level. And I think that the balance, even that what we saw of the training session, right, that fun moment, it's fundamental. Because we need to have that kid in us when we go on the pitch. This is what we all love to do. So I like his words, I like his personality, and I like the fact that, I went straight forward. But finally, say it. Yes, we can win this Champions League. What is wrong with actually? You have to say it out loud. So I'm happy with that, and I think Arsenal actually today has proved themselves 1 point. We are still Arsenal. Right, so you still need to respect us. Clean sheet, 1-0. This is what they've been doing in
Back to their fundamentals.
Season. Exactly.
And maybe some work-ons. So we talked pre-match about Gyökeres and what Arsenal have got to do to get the best out of him. We had a kind of strikers chat. Alan was at the desk. And maybe tonight an example, or we've got a few examples of where perhaps Arsenal can serve him better.
Yeah, he didn't feel like he was in the rhythm of the game. It was a big occasion for him, performed against his former club. But he didn't really have any moments. He defended very well. You're sort of thinking maybe would they feed him in a different way, knowing the familiarity of the opposition, but it didn't happen. It just didn't happen for him tonight. It wasn't part of the game. And they're going to need him, and they need to feed him more in order for him to be at the level of confidence that they need him to be at in order to win.
Always going to be tricky coming back here where he was such a hero and had such an incredible return for this club.
Yeah, no, of course, and we said this, it's always you try even harder, and at times you need to not overthink it. But in this situation here, we kind of didn't expect the ball, and that was the only time where he actually got it punctured in by Gabriel. And you just look, it's one of those where you need to be focused, don't you?
Credits to the defense.
You know what?
They had an amazing line. Right?
For me, right, the reason why he's offside there is because he's not used to receiving that pass at that time. When you've got the centre-halves who have the ball, you see them on the halfway line, they're playing it around. The midfielders should be the ones playing those penetrative passes in the middle of the pitch. He rarely gets those balls because of low blocks and things of that nature, but he's always got to ensure in his mind, like, I need to expect that they're going to do it. That was one of the moments where that's where he wants to receive it. Back to goal, can turn on it right away and then get his shot off. But that's where he needs to be.
How many times you would do the same thing as a striker, and then one of the defenders is actually lazy to come out, and you're onside, and you get the ball, you turn, and you go and score. So I think we need to give credit more to the defenders than the fact that he didn't expect that ball. Because I see so many strikers actually not being lazy, but it's like a sense. And then the fullback is still behind him. The ball comes, everybody thinks he's offside, instead he's onside. And so I got your point. But I also think we need to give credit. I saw a great line going out, making that step forward in that moment.
Fair enough.
We won't give credit to defenders.
I was going to say...
OK, we're going to hear from one of the Sporting defenders who helped stop Arsenal scoring until the 90th minute tonight. Iván Fresneda is with Gabriel.
Well, Iván, was that a late heartbreak for your team?
Yeah, for sure. Good night. Difficult game, obviously, against a great team, one of the best in the world at this moment. But I think we fight really good. I think we try until the end. And football is like this. Last games we won in the last minute. Today we lost. But this is football. We need to try next week in London. We have the second leg, so we will try.
The player of the match was David Raya, the Arsenal goalkeeper. Would you agree?
Well, he was great. He was great today. Yes, I think for me today was a game at least to draw against Arsenal today on our home. I think we deserve to score maybe at least one goal. But yeah, as I said, this is football. Yeah, David Raya is a great goalkeeper. He was great tonight also, and yeah, congrats to David and to Arsenal.
So having seen Arsenal tonight and challenged them and chased them home, if you like, what chance now of you turning around this tie in London?
Of course, will be tough. Will be really difficult. We lost here at home, but it was just the first leg. We have the second leg there in London, so we will fight until the end for sure.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good night.
Well, they haven't lost at home here in 20 matches in all competitions, and Arsenal have progressed after winning 7 of the last 8 ties, the first leg ties in a knockout competition in Europe. So it is going to be a very, very tough task indeed if they're to turn this around.
It is, and Sporting don't travel well. I mean, they've beaten PSG at home, so they're very strong here, so it just shows the magnitude of this actual result.
Although
for
we know
Arsenal.
PSG early on in this competition, aren't PSG
That's
later
true,
in this
later on,
competition.
but we've maybe not seen the real Arsenal yet as well. So
Okay.
I feel like there's still a little bit more to come from them, I do. But no, I do. I think Sporting, they'll give it a go. But I do feel like at some point they're going to have to open out, and that's when Arsenal can then be at their best as well. So it's going to be a tricky night for them, but they defended well. It's going to be tough for them next week.
Well, let's see what their manager makes of their performance tonight. Rui Borges is with Alex Aljo.
Rui, resultado decepcionante hoje. Como descreve o jogo? A disappointing result. How do you sum up the game?
É pouco desapontante, pouco frustrante por ser aos 90, 91 minutos. Jogo onde foi jogo bastante equilibrado, onde conseguimos de alguma forma anular o Arsenal, não nos conseguiu criar qualquer lance de real perigo na nossa baliza. Nós temos três boas oportunidades de golo, no guarda-redes do Arsenal faz 3 grandes defesas, mas há que lidar com isso, há que levantar a cabeça e seguir e acreditar que ainda é possível, mesmo em Londres, dar a volta ao resultado.
It's a really disappointing result because I thought that it was a really equal game up until that 90th minute when the goal went in and we had chances to score that another day they would have gone in, but we've got to keep our heads up high and go to London and try and get the win. O melhor jogador foi o David Raya, na sua opinião. Would you agree that the best player on the pitch today was their goalkeeper?
Sim, acredito que sim, por aquilo que foi o equilíbrio do jogo. Em termos de oportunidades nós temos as melhores, como eu disse, eles têm 3 grandes defesas, o Rui, nosso guarda-redes, não tem qualquer defesa de perigo, tirando o golo e antes do golo um remate à figura, por isso dentro daquilo que foi o equilíbrio do jogo, acho que acaba por ser bem entregue.
Yes, I would say that David Raya was the best player on the pitch today because we had some really, really good chances to score, but he made some superb saves, whereas our goalkeeper, Rui, wasn't overly troubled in goal, and it was a pretty equal game, so we can feel confident going into the game at the Emirates. Acredita mesmo que pode chegar às semifinais? Do you believe that you can still make it to the semifinals?
Sim, acreditamos muito. Acho que o jogo também dita isso. Este jogo de hoje dita muito o que pode acontecer. Acho que 2 grandes equipas, é claro que vão jogar em sua casa com os seus adeptos, tornará a dificuldade para nós ainda maior. Agora, a nossa equipa também é dada a grandes desafios e é apenas e só um desafio, mais um desafio que teremos pela frente, onde acreditamos muito que somos capazes.
Yeah, we believe we are capable of making it to the semi-finals. Obviously, it's not going to be easy because we're playing at their stadium with their fans, but at the end of the day, it's 11 top players against 11 top players, and we believe we can still make it to the semi-finals. Muito obrigada. Thank you very much e boa sorte. Good luck.
Obrigado, boa noite.
Obrigado, boa noite.